Hey guys, StarCraft here, and happy Halloween! Work's been busy lately, and working on that nerd review took a lot of my time out for this month, so I'm throwing this together today. But first of all, I want to say rest in peace, Sean Connery. That should tell you that I literally am doing this today, but I hope I can get this out tonight, if not tomorrow, but hopefully tonight. Because today, well, first of all, I don't have that much Halloween stuff or scary stuff to talk about anymore. Most of the stuff could be considered scary and good for Halloween, Marvel Zombies, Batman, Vampire, even the Tales from the Dark Multiverse, I've already covered. Most of which, except for Marvel Zombies, not around Halloween. Go figure. But what I do still have is I'm going to be doing an overview of the series. Eventually I'll do a proper review, but for the sake of time and trying to get this out, but also because I want to celebrate this, I'm going over the Xombie series by James Farr, a very talented Flash animator and artist. James, this got him his start, up to where he is now. He still has a YouTube channel, and I'll get to a bit more detail at the man, but this all started as a Flash cartoon on Newgrounds. And as you see, it got a DVD release and everything. It almost got a theatrical movie made. But what is it about? Well, as you see from the video up here, there are technically there's 5 main characters, but there's 3 that are consistent that we are always seeing right off the bat. You have Zoe, at least initially, little girl. She is a girl, despite what she may look like at the beginning point. A little girl who is always stuck in the middle of a zombie situation. In this case, for this original, we find out later on, a helicopter crash, a weird tentacle monster grabbed her and grabbed it, and she fell into the water and then washed ashore. She starts wandering her way around until she makes her way to a cemetery, of course. This being the zombie apocalypse, that's the worst place you want to be. But then she's saved by, of all people, another zombie. This is Dirge, a sentient zombie. And this was something that James Farr really wanted to do, because he realized there's never been a zombie story where the zombie is the hero. Okay, there's some cases where the zombie can think, like in Day of the Dead, but there's never been one where he's a hero. So yeah, he went with that. You see a lot of Samurai Jack influence in that opening bit, by the way. But yeah, he decided to go with that, and that's where we get Dirge. And Dirge, smartly, now in the very first bit, it looked like he had like a helicopter blade, but he soon decided to go with a shovel. And he wears something around his neck, because the only way to kill you is to take the head, really. And you can see this little limited animation of Flash at the time. It gets better, but as we go through all this, we're also introduced to the third regular character, Cerberus, the cop dog. And Cerberus is an interesting thing. Okay, first of all, let's get into talking about the zombie apocalypse itself. It's not so much a virus per se, but more of a alien life form, if I'm getting it right. This parasitic life form that attaches to the dead and raises it. But some people, like Dirge, they retain their sentience. They lose all their memory, but they do retain sentience. They're going to keep rotting, but they're still smart. They're also known as variants, is what they're also known as, or talkers, as the humans would call them. But yeah, but Cerberus is an interesting case. Cerberus is still just a zombie. He is just a regular zombie, but he was a police dog in its life. And the one other thing about this virus is it will retain any type of hard-coded into its memory. In this case, being so well trained, once a cop, always a cop. Cerberus would never attack someone unless he was given a command to eat them, which Dirge would never do. And now, in the beginning point, Cerberus looks a bit more like Steel from Balto. That gets resolved pretty quickly on. The other two characters we would introduce to are Nephthys and just a moment. Chimera. Chimera is the Velociraptor's name. And Nephthys, she comes off Russian. She's dressed up like an Egyptian, although if she was Egyptian, she wouldn't be having her brain. And yeah, there's a lot of questions about her we still haven't gotten answered yet. And Chimera, it was one of those bones of a Velociraptor, but somehow enhanced with cybernetics of all things. But yeah, that's the main characters. But throughout all of this, it's just a journey from one destination to the other. And each of the follow-ups will follow a similar thing, but with different explanations or characters they meet along the way. In this case, they meet up with these robotic creatures known as, again, hold on, the Hands of God. I should have known as what they were. I just wanted to make double check. Also known as the Zargasua. And these would be the main threats for the rest of the web series, which I should point out, if you're noticing any weird inconsistencies, especially with how Zoe looks, that's because this, like I said before, took years for James to work on, and thus he was improving his art all the way through. And it would get even more so. There'll be some point with them where they changed the voice actress from having this more, it's also a woman doing it, but having a more deeper adult voice to going a little too childish before finally getting a nice balance in between. And also, I should give major props to Jeff Edwards for the voice for Dirge. Dirge, I can't speak highly enough about him. The guy's sarcastic but loyal. The guy's fun, yet very great with the action and everything. Just love this guy. But by the end of this first series, Zoe would eventually get back home to the human settlement. And thankfully, even though they say it's just a human settlement, this is the one she's from, thankfully, where she's reunited with her mother. Dirge is a bit trashed. He repairs himself later. Same with Nephthys and Cerberus. But they do take out the Hands of God and get their way out of it, which we also find out they're not robots. They're more these weird tentacled creatures, more wearing these skins. But this would not be the end for Xombie. We wouldn't get another anime series for quite a while, but what we did get was Devil's Due production doing a comic with James, which with him doing the writing and the covers. You'd have Tim Seeley himself doing the variant covers, and then you'd have Nate Lovett doing the artwork. And it really matches the show, as you could see from what you just saw. And also, Zoe is a bit older now. It's been about 10 years or so. I think they say that. Hold on. Yeah, 10 years ago. They say it right there. 10 years ago. And yeah, no one believed her until now when someone else had attacked. I'm pointing out the scientist guy when we get to it later on. But yeah, basically apparently he's a Mozart fan. We've been told Mozart will be the reason why Mozart will be revealed, but not anytime soon. But again, I just love some of this bit with the artwork, how it just shows off. It's like how it would look like from the cartoon. But yep, sure enough, meets up with Dirge after a zombie almost attacks her. Get ready to see that again. And well, basically, we then have, much like you probably saw in the footage from before, we're going to have them inside the hearse, which I didn't mention before. But yeah, they drive on the hearse, which is always gets better and better. Nephthys and Chimera are sent back to the settlement to help them out because the settlement has to always every once in a while get these power cells that are recharged from a far off distance, and otherwise eventually all their systems are shut down. The weapons and eventually the stuff that keeps their scent from being detected, and basically then they'd be left defenseless. So and apparently it was another variant that took out their crew. So that's why Zoe's trying to get Dirge, someone who is a thinker, as they would put, or talker, just like the other guy to go take him out. And now, one other thing I want to point out that they only mention about in the novel. Yes, he did a novel as well. I don't own it, but a PDF version is available on here. They mention how Dirge is actually fighting his urge to eat Zoe, but we never got a sign of it. We don't until here. Turns out the suit or vest she's wearing is a what keeps the zombies from scenting her. With it gone, even Dirge is ready to just eat her. Yeah, but he's able to control himself enough to ask for a can of what you would use to fill up a flat, and that covers up his senses. So for the rest of the mini, he's fine now. But and even says he once a cop, always a cop. And in this case, while the last time, again, as you probably saw, they were in a circus. This case now, they're in a zoo. You're probably noticing that there's a bit of a repetition to a degree. And again, no, it's what happens in between. For example, we have this pastor who's calling, Nephthys an abomination, that she wants to kill them all and all that. That scientist guy is befriending her. He trusts her. And basically, they're working on a plan in case things fail. They eventually make their way through after a whole bunch of hassle. And they even meet up with the zombified version of the crew that was sent beforehand. They then and there is Gallows. That's the name of the gunner, the other variant. We'll get more to him in a minute. But one thing I do like is that they get a weapon called the Cooker, which basically shoots out and, fries their nervous system. No headshots required. And I just love it how they're like, okay, you I like. But yeah, they need to get a key card that will allow them to activate everything. And while Zoe gets a bit captured by Gallows, Dirge makes his way through, and we start to get some answers as we see the word Zoe in blood, and we see this doctor, hold on, Dr. Elgin, Dr. G.E. And this is where we start to get the big hint off that Dirge is Zoe's father. It's not been confirmed yet, but this really pushes on it. Especially when he says he found a vaccination. No, the vaccination to all this. As we get some more explanations, basically that it's not a virus, it's a parasite. More like a leech than a germ. And basically they aren't acting independently. They're part of a parasitic hive mind. The Phelum Xenopoda, which are, sentient pathogen. Big, very ugly. But yeah, then of course, they meet up with Gallows, and Gallows interrupts everything and is holding Zoe hostage, saying that he doesn't want it to stop. They eventually figure things out, they'll take him out and he'll be gone. He's like, hey, I don't care who I used to be, I just want to keep on living. And eventually, and then we end what was in the physical release, the penultimate issue, but technically not the penultimate issue. He shoots Zoe, and Zoe seems to be down as now we get something weird. Zoe's mother, again, remember, this is an overview. Zoe's mother is holding onto her side for some reason. At the same place where Zoe was shot. No idea why. And it looks like Zoe's become a zombie as Dirge just snaps at this guy and just, goes after him, and even blowing his own hand off. Metal plate in Dirge's head. But then Zoe turns out was faking it. I love the humor in this, saying like, I'm a girl, it's a talent. But yeah, by the end of it all, they get out of there, they take out Gallows, and also at one point earlier when they were the zombies were making their way into where is it? Oh, come on. But yeah, as the zombies had made their way through to the settlement, where is it? Come on. Oh, come on. Sorry. Found it. The scientist, he was trying to help by dropping these explosive barrels on the zombies. he gets attacked and killed by a bunch of these zombie birds. Also, one other thing I should point out, that those creatures from before, but looking more insectoid, they actually take control of the parasite in Dirge, causing him to freak out. And Zoe just snaps, and then she just touches her bloody hand against it and kills it. Which, again, does not get resolved, but it does raise some questions. Sorry. But yeah, by the end of it all, they make their way in, they get the power cell, and sorry we're late. Traffic was killer. And now they feel like they're all ready to unite with Dirge and everyone else, as they're all, seem to be seem to be finally looking up. Even to never think, even a dead star offers for a light for a time, light enough to brighten a path through the night. And yeah, now here are the variant covers. Basically the exact same one, but both by Tim Seeley and James Farr. You can definitely tell the difference. That was Gallows. And zombified Zoe. Never really see that, of course. And yeah, there's the final issue. Like I said, for some reason, the physical copy, they combined both issues into that last one. I'm not sure why. Might have been sales, but I'm not done yet, because there's one more to go over. There is now a new series of Xombie that's going on. And this new series, it's taken a long time to come out. But James, since the original animation on that stuff, James has been having his own YouTube channel. He's done those Transformers, Thomas the Tank Engine meets Transformers, those series, which he recently remastered. And now he's finally getting back to doing more Dirge and Zoe, as we open up a few more years later since the last one. So Zoe is now basically in her 20s, and things have gotten worse. Dirge has gone missing again, and they're in a new settlement. The other one didn't go so well. Still not that much explanation given. And Zoe's mother has now gone missing. And basically, it's also the person in charge was the wife of the that scientist guy. So now she has no love for Dirge and the others. As now Zoe once again leaves, gets on her own, meets up with Dirge, almost gets attacked, end up in a hearse, yada yada yada. You see where this is going, as it seems to be a repeat. But so far we've only gone through the opening beats. Kind of reminds me of Back to the Future in a way, but where they would always have that Marty and Tannen, be it Biff or Buford or whichever, or Griff, and all that stuff repeating. Similar to that, where we are going through these repetitions, but we're going to soon get to where things are going to be different going forward. But we'll know eventually. But all this, the animation, first of all, is so amazing. As you can see how James has improved so much. And a bit more sex appeal with Zoe. Again, she's older. And Dirge looks badass. And again, we also get a bit more, slightly more dirtier talk. Mostly Dirge calling Cerberus a dumbass. No Nephthys yet. Who knows where she is. But yeah, this is a nice continuation. And given, like I pointed out, was the wife, this you can tell, and this shows that this is still canon, which James Farr has openly admitted. And you can tell from that, like I said, that reference. There's just so much. Even Mr. Gallows is somehow still alive. How? I don't know, but it looks like much like Dirge, he pieced himself back together. But yeah, that's where we're up to by this point. I just wanted to give and I love this series. I'm going to keep on following this the rest of Dead Ahead. This is supposedly the grand finale, because I remember before he would say it was always meant to be a trilogy, and this was the second one. He was going to make a movie version, never got made, which is unfortunate. But I'm glad to see he's continuing and showing off his improved artwork. Because seriously, just Look at so much of this compared to those early days. Just compare the two hearse chases. Yeah, look at that difference. So, yeah, that's Xombie. And I just really want to say, James, Nate, Tim, everyone, Jeff, everyone involved, you guys entertained me for a long time with this series. Keep up the great work. This is one of the more original zombie stories and series I've ever dealt with. It can get a little cliche, but again, the fact that you're dealing with a sentient zombie always makes it fresh. And Zoe, I adore the little girl. So, yeah, if you guys haven't checked it out, I recommend you do so. Just check it out and have fun. All right. If you can get your hand on the comic, good luck. I don't know if it's been reprinted or not, but try and do so and watch the web series. Again, I don't think this has been out anymore. I was lucky to get it when I did, but again, they're all available online. Check them out and enjoy them. So yeah, happy Halloween, everyone. Have a good one.